All right, so today we're going to set up an IVR. An IVR is that thing that we all hate where we call a company and we want to speak to a person because we got something that doesn't work or we're pissed off at something, and it says, press 1 for something that has nothing to do with what you're interested in. Press 2 for something that has even less to do with what you're interested in. Press 3 for something that may be related to what you're interested in. You go 3, 3, 3, and you hit 3, and then it goes, press 1 for yet another submenu. Press 2 for something that has nothing to do with what you thought you would get when you press 3. Press 4 for it's that awful crap. But a lot of people do need something like this set up, and sometimes people are even using this for legitimate reasons and not just to drive you crazy. It's usually, press 1 for sales or press 2 for support. And you hit 1 and you get somebody who speaks your language, they're enthusiastic, they're happy, they want to help you, and you press 2 for support and you get put on 45-minute hold time, listen to crappy music while you get transferred away to some other country and finally speak to somebody who has no idea what they're talking about. But yeah, you're going to get asked to set these things up, and maybe you're the person who's interested in setting it up, and if you are, let me show you how you can do that within FreePBX. So let's log into my PBX system here, where I'm going to show you how I would do this. First things first, hit free. I go to the IP address of my FreePBX box. I hit FreePBX administration. I'm going to type in my username, my password. It welcomes me to FreePBX. And then from over here, I can hit applications and then go IVR. Now I'm going to add a new IVR, or I could hit add IVR here, add a new IVR here. Because this button looks cooler, I'm going to hit this button because it looks cooler. I'm going to call this testing IVR. Now, we'll just call this forwarding. Now, this is going to be, and I'm just going to you do one example here of when you may want an IVR. So this is the example that I'm going to use in my setup. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to set it up so that if you hit 1, it will go to voicemail. If you hit 2, it will go to a cell phone. So let's say that I'm closed for the day, right? Just because I close, that doesn't necessarily mean that I may want to stop taking phone calls, because when somebody calls my business, they're often calling because they have a problem, and if I'm the first person who answers their problem, then I will get the job and then I will get the money. So if I answer, sometimes I'm fine with answering a call after hours, so I may forward it to my cell phone. But sometimes that person may just want to, it's not really urgent, they don't want to talk to somebody on a cell phone, they may just want it to go to voicemail. So here I'm going to set up an IVR, which is such that when you tap 1, it will go to the stored voicemail box. If you hit 2, it will go to my cell phone. So I'm just going to show you how you can set up something simple like that. So first things first, I'm going to save my IVR over here, and I'm not going to go nuts with it with these settings. So we're going to go digits pressed. So extension over here, let me just go back to the screen, digits pressed. So destination, we're going to set voicemail as a destination. If you hit 1. Invalid destination, we'll just set to voicemail. So if somebody doesn't know how to use the system or they choose an invalid destination, it's just going to go to the voicemail. So right here I'm setting it to go to the voicemail box if they choose an invalid destination. Now I'm going to choose a second destination here. So let's say I want this to go to my cell phone. So we're going to hit digit 2 and we're going to choose my cell phone. Now, there's going to be another video on miscellaneous destinations that talks about what a miscellaneous destination is. If you want to have a system where you want to have any type of system where you're using a cell phone number or some external number, and within FreePBX, you have to set that up as a miscellaneous destination. So I'm going to add a miscellaneous destination here of Lewis's cell phone number, and then I'm going to block out what the number is over here because I know that if I actually include this, I'm going to get nonstop calls trolling me. So I've submitted the number. Great. I'm going to have to remember to delete this because if I don't delete this, you guys are going to troll me endlessly. I'm going to hit apply config over here. And now Lewis's cell phone number is now a miscellaneous destination. Great. So now I can go back to my page over here. I am going to add an extension, and I'm going to hit extension 2. So if you dial 2, you're going to go to the miscellaneous destination of that. All right, so I have to refresh this page so I can get my cell. So we're just going to submit this as is, and then I'll change it to my cell in a second. Here we go. Lewis's cell phone number, right? I hit submit, and then I hit apply config. Now, announcement. Greeting to be played on entry to the IVR. What is going to play? So I can't set up an IVR where somebody calls and they hear nothing and they just have to dial a number. They need to be told, hey, dial 1 for this, dial 2 for that. You need to set that up. But how do I set that up? I set up an IVR, but how do I set up the actual audio for the IVR? Let's go over how I would set up audio for the IVR or a prompt in FreePBX. So what I can do over here is I can go to admin and then go to system recordings. So the first thing I'm going to do here in this system recordings menu is I'm going to type in my extension. So it says if you wish to make and verify recordings from your phone, please enter your extension number here. So I'm going to enter extension number 401. Now, once I enter 401, it's going to say, using your phone, dial *77 and speak the message you wish to record. Press pound when finished. Now, here's what I think most of you are going to do. Most of you are going to do something very similar to something that I did a long time ago. What you're going to do is you're going to put your phone on speaker, you're going to dial *77, and it's going to go nowhere. It's not going to work. What you actually have to do is dial *99.
To listen to it, press 1. To re-record it, press star, followed by pound.
So I'm going to press star, followed by pound. Hi. Press 1 to reach our voicemail box. Press 2 to reach Lewis's cell phone. Thank you, and have a nice day. So see what I did there? I press star to start the recording. Then I hit pound when I'm done with my message. Now, because I wasn't listening to her, I forget what I'm supposed to hit to hear it. Ah, she repeats it. Hi. Press 1 to reach our voicemail box. Press 2 to reach Lewis's cell phone. Thank you, and have a nice day.
To listen to it, press 1. To re-record it, press star, followed by pound.
I wasn't paying attention to her.
To listen to it, press 1. To re-record it, press star, followed by pound.
I'm happy with it. I kind of want to keep it. I'm just going to hit pound because I'm finished. The screen says press pound when finished.
Press star, followed by pound. To listen to it, press 1. To re-record it, press star, followed by...
At this point, I'm pretty sure I'm just supposed to hang up on her. So I hang up on her, and now we go back over here to the screen capture. And now I have to name the recording. So I'm going to name it voicemail or cell phone IVR. And then I hit save. Okay, that's not a valid name because I have spaces in it. So I'm going to remove the spaces. Just silly things. And then I hit save. And now it's saved. All right, so now I have my recording there. So now I can go to applications and go back to IVR. I can click the IVR that I created here, which is testing IVR. And now the announcement, I can make voicemail or cell phone IVR, right? Now I hit submit, and I've saved it. I can hit apply config. Now, how do I use this thing, right? Well, so I have an IVR. What do I do with it? Well, this is now a destination. So we've went over destinations before. You can set up many different destinations. I can set this up so that when you call my business phone number, I can set it up so that it goes to every phone via a ring group. I can set it to go to a specific extension. I can set it up so that when you call my business phone, fucking non-wireless microphone. When you call my business phone, it goes straight to voicemail, which wouldn't be very productive. Or I can set it to go to this IVR. So very temporarily, I'm going to set this up to go to the IVR. So what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to set this up. And again, you can do all sorts of creative things when you set this up. So don't think that this is the only way to set up an IVR. There are tons of things you can do to it to customize it to your business. I'm just showing you one thing you can do. I'm going to go to inbound routes. I'm going to click my business phone number here, scroll down, and instead of the destination being my ring group, which is going to be all the phones at my business, I'm going to set the destination to my IVR, right? So let me just hit submit over here. I hit apply config, and bam, I'm set. So now let's see what how this works in the real world. So I'm going to take my phone, and put it on speaker, and I'm going to call my business. Calling the business, put it on speaker.
Hi. Press 1 to reach our voice mailbox. Press 2 to reach Lewis's cell phone.
Now I'm going to wind up creating an infinite calling loop by calling myself. So I dial 2. And now I'm getting a call. See, I'm getting an incoming call from myself. So that's how you can set up an IVR. And that's also how you can set up the IVR as a destination so that when an incoming call comes to your business, it will go straight to that IVR, so that with the whole press 1 for this, press 2 for that, press 3 for sales, press 4 for service, press 5 for the CEO, etc., and so on and so forth. Now, in the next video, we're going to go over conditional call forwarding. The way this works is conditional call forwarding is something where you can change where calls go at different times of the day, and this is also where you can set it up so that you dial a code into your phone, and when you dial that code into your phone, it's automatically going to change options in FreePBX to change where things are going. So a real-world practical example of this. I set up the IVR so that rather than ringing the phones at the business, it goes either to voicemail or it goes to my cell phone based on what the customer calling into the business wants to have happen. Now, I don't want it to work like that during the hours of 10 to 8 because I'm open from 10 to 8 on the weekday. Why would I want it to go to voicemail on my personal cell phone? I want the phones at the store to ring. But when I leave the store, there's no point in having the phones here ring for 20 or 30 seconds, wasting the customer's time, and then for it to go to voicemail. That's why I would set up the IVR. So let's say I only want this IVR to be on when I close. I can set it up so that this IVR is on only when the business is closed, or I could set it up so that when I dial a specific code into the phone here, let's say I close at a different time every day. So let's say some days I close at 8, some days I'm here until 8:30, some days I close early because there's a storm or something. I can set it up so that this IVR gets turned on when I dial *259, but then when I come into the store and I want the phones to start ringing again, I dial *259 and the phone returns to regular function. So we're going to go over that in the next video, which is going to be conditional call forwarding, and let's move on to that. Actually, it's called call flow control. Yeah, I'm losing my mind here. But yeah, it's called call flow control, not conditional call forwarding. I'm losing it. But yeah, let's go on to that.